What's up, y'all?
It's your girl, Nay.
And it's your boy, X.
And welcome back to the X and A Show.
Podcast. It's the X and A Podcast.
We rehearsed this.
But it's the X and A Podcast.
The X and A Show Podcast. Right?
You know that's wrong.
But I thought it was supposed to be the X and A Show. That's what I put the ad to.
You put X and A Show?
On Instagram.
Oh, well, I guess we're the X and A Show then. All right, the X and A Show.
We rehearsed this, y'all, I promise.
Oh, I guess. Anyway, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing? You
I'm
look
doing
good.
fantastic.
Them lips
kid.
ashy still.
I'm sorry.
Here.
I got to grease them up a little bit before we get ready for all this.
Got you.
All this discussion.
We got some juicy stuff to talk about. Your lips is not gonna get big. It's just gonna it's like a moisturizer. Yeah.
It's not too moist, is it?
It's gonna tingle though a little bit.
It's a little moist.
Yeah.
Juicy. I know you like that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, sir. Anyways.
How you doing? We ain't got no kids right now.
We ain't got no kids. You unemployed. What is the tea?
It's ghetto out here. I swear it's ghetto. Yeah, your boy's unemployed, and I don't have any kids right now. Well, I still have kids, but they're with
just
their
not
grandparents.
here.
This is a little tingly.
In a good way, though. It doesn't hurt. It feels good.
I ain't used to my lips tingling.
You're welcome.
I don't know if I should be thanking you for that, but anyway, like I said, it's ghetto. I'm unemployed. We got a little break from the kids, so we decided, you know what? It is the perfect time to start the X and A Show. I thought was the X and A Podcast, but apparently it's not. It's the X and A Show, and yeah,
we just gonna go with it, y'all.
We're gonna go with it. Because the truth is, we've been wanting to do the podcast forever. And since we have two kids, one of them is just turning 8 months and the other one is about to turn 3. Whenever we put them down for bed, it's like the little one, like the 8-month, he'll go to sleep at like 7:30, right? But our soon-to-be 3-year-old, she doesn't go to sleep till like 9:30.
She wants to turn up, and it's not that type of party. Go to bed.
And as soon as she starts to doze off, he wakes up.
So I feel like we playing tit for tat with kids all night, and to be honest, we just don't be in the mood. But like he said, since they not here, we're gonna start the podcast and hopefully keep up with it. Because I feel like it's been 8 or 9 months.
It's been a while
since the last one. When I was pregnant about the cereal.
Yes, and you cried. And
I will still cry about that.
I found one.
Yeah,
no,
but I
found
found one that was
one.
similar. But I'm sure they're gonna take that away too because that was limited edition. But anyways, y'all.
Yeah, SpongeBob and Patrick cereal. If you know, you know.
The dupe for that was the Twinkle Twinkle cereal.
Yeah, but maybe the dupe was actually the SpongeBob and the Twinkle Twinkle.
I think so. I just think they switched the colors.
Yeah. But anyway, y'all, we are back, and
we're
like
back,
Naomi
baby.
said, we want to be consistent with this. We knew we weren't gonna be able to with the kids being here, so like we made sure that we got all this started while they were gone.
We just needed to have everything set up and to actually get started. I feel like for us to actually keep up with it.
And it's, you know how long it takes to set this up?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't no better because I had all the parts everywhere because I've been using both of these cameras. And I
you lose everything.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I was low-key scared because I didn't know where all the cords were, and I was like, I hope he just finds it. But we got it, we're here.
I don't think I understand, like every month I buy 2 memory cards and somehow we always only have 1 memory card. Like, what is that?
We need to get another camera too.
I'm sick of we always looking for memory cards. And then you find one like, oh, this one's broken. And it's like, okay, whatever.
It's annoying.
So it took me like an hour and a half to set everything up. And that was because, you know, we did a lot of cleaning in this 9 months. I had some stuff in like our tech closet and all different things. Had to upgrade my operating system on my computer. Had to dial in the settings, all the tests.
And while he was setting it up, y'all, I was filming content for y'all because I love y'all.
Yeah, we've been up for
a minute.
I mean, you got up a little earlier than me, but around 8 o'clock. You started doing content around 9 after you cleaned up a little bit. And I started to get this ready so that we can do it.
Because I feel like I always tell myself that I want to get stuff done when the kids aren't here. But the reality of the matter is, like the past few times that they left, we've done absolutely nothing, which is fine. It's okay to take breaks. But I was like, I actually want to try to get some stuff done and rest as well. Because I feel like last time we were actually, no, there was a time where we didn't do nothing. And then there was a time where we overworked ourselves. So, you know, I don't know. Not doing anything doesn't sit right with me. But then also overworking myself also doesn't sit right with me. So we're meeting in the middle and doing both.
No, I agree. I think this was the perfect balance this go around. Because like
we didn't do nothing the first few days.
We went on some dates, you know what I'm saying? You was walking around cheeked up and whatnot. I know y'all been seeing, you know.
Yeah, I look good.
little video she been posting.
Hey, y'all see that? The baby weight low key makes me look good. We just got a little slim, the little waist out a little bit, but
Yeah, you looking.
when I lose that waist, y'all is not gonna be able to tell me nothing.
Deliumptious.
Okay.
I love it.
Anyway, I love it. So you don't have a job now. What are you doing? How has that been? Did you ever think that you would quit your job? And do you want to tell them a little bit about your job? What you did?
Yeah, so I'm unemployed. Unfortunately, I got fired. It was very sad, dramatic.
Why are you lying to these folks?
All right. So if you follow me on my YouTube, which is probably like
none of y'all.
No, but for real, you may have seen that video. I don't know. It has like maybe 400 views, but I posted it to like give my thoughts on the situation. It was very like kind of serious vibey, somewhat emotional, even though I wasn't like crying or anything.
Don't be up in there crying.
No, I wasn't. It was just me like explaining the situation. Long story short, I decided to walk away from my job. I'd been there for about 7.5 years.
The entirety of our relationship.
Not the entirety.
Almost. Like I want to say when we moved in with each other, that's when you started. So like you had a different job 6 months prior, but.
Yeah. But I would say like when we started to do content, like before COVID, we didn't really have any expectations for like what we could achieve with content. So when we started to see success, it was just like, oh my goodness, we have extra money. You know, we have extra potential. And back then it was like, we could get a sponsorship for like $250. That's like, oh, that's really cool.
We thought we was balling with $250, $500 every now and then.
Yeah, free product. Or, you know, we thought that, you know, that was just cool to have.
I felt like for me, that made me feel like I really made it with content was getting free product. But the truth is, I don't care about that.
Look, there was one point where you was just getting like accepting all this free stuff for videos, and she be stressed out about doing the videos too, because like whenever you do branded stuff, you have to make sure that the brand is like okay with what you're posting.
You have to follow a brief.
Exactly.
There's things you can say and what you can't say, and what they want you to make it about, if that makes sense. Like they give you an idea.
Exactly, and they don't want to be like in a situation where you said something that can have them liable for something legally. So there's a lot of review process when doing branded content. And when you're only doing it for like a $30 gift bag or something, and they're holding you like to the stake, like, no, you need to fix this or whatever. And don't get me wrong, they're always very professional for the most part. And like, it doesn't come across.
Like it very much depends on where you are in your content creation, like, I guess, period. When you're first starting off, I don't think it's necessarily bad to accept free things in exchange for videos, because it kind of gets you in the idea of creating branded content. Yeah. But I do believe you can't overdo it. In my case, that's definitely what I was doing. I just wanted free stuff. I didn't want to have to buy it, but you're still technically paying for it in exchange for content. So don't be like me, y'all. Be better than me.
Yeah. And here's my thing too. I've always been the type of person where I don't like anybody to have like any kind of leverage over me, like per se. So for example, if I ask, you know, my friend if I could borrow his car, like for a weekend or something, let's say mine is in a shop or something, then I'm going to give you a decent amount of money so that in the future, even though I know you're not going to say anything like to hold it against me, I have that buffer, because I'm the type of person, I don't like for people to have any bit of like of leverage over me that they could use at any time. And not to say that that happens with branded content, but I think that you can kind of feel that way if you're only accepting gifts. You feel like they have all the leverage and all you've gotten is this $25 gift card. Yeah. And I don't think that that's healthy, especially for you, because you be stressed out.
I be stressed out about everything.
I don't be stressed out about brand deals because I know that we're going to get it done and we're going to do it very well, and we're going to do it the way that we do it.
No, but the thing, I don't think I stress about the brand deals now. I think I just stress about how our kids are going to be while we're trying to record stuff. That's my only thing. Like, you know, in an ideal situation, no kids, we can knock it out, get it done. But when you add kids in the mix, one's crying, one's hungry, it's a lot going on. And then, you know, our son is a Velcro baby. So, like, we have to record when he's sleeping.
And to be fair, this was when I was working a full-time job. Yeah. So I wasn't at home. And, you know, she would get brand deals before XNA, right? Because she had a following on Instagram and things like that.
Things like that.
We've been watching Damon Darling. Love that guy. Shout out to him. But
That's funny because I'll be
things like that, Bob.
okay. Anyway, sorry.
Things like that. Nah, but yeah. So like after the COVID, you know, we had grown to like 250K on TikTok, and we started to get like brand deals that were a bit more. It wasn't anything like life changing, but it was like month changing. Like,
Month changing for sure. And I definitely thought we were balling. Like when we got maybe I want to say it was 1,000. I was like, oh, period. Ain't nobody finna tell me nothing. But we low key realized we were being lowballed.
Yeah, because we actually got a contract mistakenly sent to us.
They did it on accident, y'all.
It was another couple's contract who had like way
they had
less
like
than us,
100K.
and they were getting paid way more. So at that point, we knew, we were like, okay, we need to figure out how to like be more business savvy and
understand rates and everything like that.
Things like that.
But
yeah.
But that could be another video for another day. Yeah. Both of us have a lot of knowledge with brand deals and trying to figure out how much to charge, etc.
But yeah, so as far as me being unemployed, we had dreams of this happening. Like, and I think that it stayed a dream because I was so like scared to finally take that jump and say, you know what, let's do it.
We've had a lot of friends though that were doing content. So like
almost all of our friends.
Really what we were surrounded by.
Almost
we were the only
ones
with you working.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, 9 to 5, my corporate job, I was making good money. You know what I'm saying? Good moolah.
Would you say your job stressed you out?
I mean, I would say it did, because the unknown. Like you could be there one day, then gone the next. And I think what also gave me more stress than it should have is when we started to grow a lot, I knew that people were recognizing me. And like every now and then somebody will say something, hey, aren't you on social media with your wife or blah, blah, blah. And then I'll be like... And then I'll just be cool about it. Oh yeah, you know, I do content on the side. And most people were super cool. Usually it was skin folk, right? It was, you know, and they were all cool, and, you know, but to be honest, like my job was a very serious job. So I didn't want to step into a meeting and then like somebody in there just like recognize me from content. So I had this anxiety all the time with me, especially like once we returned from COVID, because that was
I feel like that's when people probably really started seeing you more.
Yeah, there are definitely some stories I could tell about that. I actually met people that I'm still cool with to this day because they saw me at work and they saw me online.
It definitely probably threw them off though. I ain't gonna lie, because they probably didn't expect to see you there. Like we've always said that he had a job, but y'all didn't know what the job was. We would say it was like videography or, you know.
Which it was true.
Which is true. He did do that.
But most people didn't know I had a 9 to 5 job that I was going into every single day. And
what did you do at your 9 to 5? Can I ask?
Oh, hold on. I would say I would always avoid the interns whenever they showed up, because, you know, they come in young, they 20, 21, they coming in, and I know they on TikTok. So I'm like, let me avoid the interns. It'd be like 40 of them all in the line. I'm like, at least one of them going to be like, isn't that so-and-so? And maybe I think I'm bigger than what I am, but that's just the anxiety.
Okay, but the thing is, you may say you think you're bigger than what you are, but who can really say that they have 2 million combined following? You know what I mean?
I'm saying this in the humblest way.
I was about to say we're very humble though.
The way I see it, I don't think I'm any better than the next guy. Truly. And if you met me in person, you know that. I show up to the grocery store ashy.
He embarrasses me.
With the black undershirt on, some Crocs that got paint all over them.
Y'all knees be ashy, toes be crusty.
Yeah.
And I'm still be wanting to take a picture with that man.
I'm just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, look, I had that anxiety, and I would talk to one of my mentors. He was like, look, Xavier, just don't worry about it. It's like, at the end of the day, if you had to make a decision between here and doing what you're doing, I think you should choose what you're doing, because that's yours. You know, you've grown that from the ground up with you guys, of course. We couldn't do any of this without the supportive community that we have. And I'm so blessed every day. I just think about it.
Like, we get to wake up and just like do nothing if we want to, but we don't.
I mean, we don't ever do nothing. We always do something. Yeah. And I think you always had that grind about you that sometimes could be toxic, because you have this like mental battle in your head that things aren't perfect. And since they're not perfect, I need to be upset about it to a degree. And for me, I've always had this very balanced mindset where I know when I'm starting to teeter too much towards one side. All right, I'm getting a little too relaxed. Okay, let's crank it up a notch.
No.
Okay, we're
My
a little too
brain
turned.
be like this is how I feel all day.
Yeah, and you will have a bad day if you allow yourself to get like overstimulated with it. Like for example, this morning, Nay did like maybe 3-4 videos, right? She was doing makeup, doing try on haul, stuff like that. And I came up here, set up this studio, make sure everything was good, test, boom, boom, bada bing, bada boom. Look, she still feels like she hasn't done anything. And it's
And to be
2
honest, I
o'clock.
don't even know if I like the video that I recorded because I feel like with content, I try to share as much as I'm comfortable with sharing with everybody. But I know that there's more people that share a lot more of their life. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like sometimes when I say something that like I usually don't say, I'm like, do I really want to post that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's all about, you have to be comfortable with how people perceive you. And I think being a content creator, you have a lot of control over how people perceive you, and nobody's perfect. So whenever your imperfections start to manifest themselves in your brain and you want to express that, you're almost like second guessing. Wait, should I share this? Because if I do, then maybe people will judge me about it.
That's literally my problem. I feel like I have the hardest time with that. Like I know that everybody's going to have their own opinions on different things and that's normal. But my thing is I don't want my opinion to be wrong, which is why I don't speak on a lot of things that I, really do want to speak about just because I don't want to feel like I'm wrong.
Yeah. Like, for
I'm
example,
working on that though.
I could say you fine as hell. Like you walking around cheeked up looking good. And you be like, oh no, I don't like how I look. I don't like you. There's certain things that I notice about you that I think exist in most people, like even myself. But
I feel like that a lot of like the way I am ties back to like trauma. Yeah. And that's something that I'm working on every day. I do want to be able to share more with you guys, on like my day-to-day things that, that I don't necessarily speak about. Which is why I feel like you guys don't see as many videos of me by myself because I don't want to be wrong about anything I'm talking about. And it's not that I can be wrong because it's my opinion, but
I also think too that you should give yourself grace to be wrong if you're like trying to learn. Like, for example, if you have an opinion on something today and 7 years from now, your opinion is different, that's a good thing. That means you've grown in some way, shape, or form. Either that or you've regressed. I hope you didn't regress, right? So and the way I see it, now that I'm a 30-year-old unk,
old.
Yeah, like I'm unk status
baby,
now.
you out of there.
I feel like when I was like 25, I thought that I had it all figured out, and then years went by and I'm like, yeah, I think this is my brain. I think this is just who I am at the end of the day. Like I kind of figured out life. As soon as I got to like 29, 30, things started to change a little bit. And then I gained a perspective that I didn't have in my mid 20s or early 20s. And then that kind of changed how I thought about growth and opinions and things of that nature. And I don't think it's fair, right or wrong, that content creators are held to the fire for every single thing that they say today versus what they say in the future, because we all change. And I think that when you're on the internet, people don't look at you as...
They don't look at you the same.
Exactly. You have to already have it all figured out.
And you have to be perfect.
And if you're not perfect, you have to be relatable enough that one side is going to hate you just as much as the other side loves you. And that's the sad thing.
You can't make everybody happy.
Exactly. If you try to make everybody happy, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still see a lot of success, but I mean, will you be okay with that when all of this is done? Like, will you feel like you got your message out there?
I feel like your audience, though, that's meant to be your audience will be your audience. You know what I mean? Like, if there's somebody that doesn't agree with anything you say, okay, you're not my demographic that I'm trying to reach. And that's okay.
I mean, the truth is people go online for a few different things, for entertainment and also for validation, right? So a lot of times when you have an opinion and you put that opinion out there, people who agree with you are going to seek that content, right? They're like, oh, now my bias has been confirmed because this is exactly how I think. Rock on. I'm going to follow you. I support you. And that's great. But there's also going to be people who have a different opinion and they're going to voice that. And Now you have a little bit of engagement, maybe an argument, maybe some conflict, whatever. But I think ultimately, always try to be true to yourself, but put a positive message out, regardless of what your opinion is. Because here's the thing, I know so many content creators that have opinions that are like controversial in nature, right? And then they develop this following of all these people who support that person because they have this controversial opinion, right? And then as soon as that person starts to grow a little bit or change their opinion, they start to mock that person or call them names or say, oh, you're not the same, I'm unfollowing, or I'm this or I'm that. And that's because you never really liked that person. You just like that person gave you a means of bias confirmation.
But I think the thing is too, a lot of people build parasocial relationships with people. You know what I mean? And when they feel like they can't relate to you anymore, they see that, you know, you're making more money, you know, you buy another house, you're getting the things that you wanted out of life. They feel like you're not relatable. So then it's like they don't support you. But like you said, you would want people to grow and elevate. You know what I mean? You don't want no one to stay in the same spot. You're not meant to be in the same spot forever. And if you are, I'm pray for you. But
and that's a good point and I'll piggyback off that because we were watching this movie called Interstellar. If you've never seen it, really good movie.
Amazing. I usually don't like stuff like that.
Yeah, it was, man, I could watch it again to be honest. But if you haven't seen it, go ahead. I think it's on Amazon Prime. It's on YouTube as well. But yeah, I think you had to rent it or something like that. Long story short, there's like this theme that in order to move forward, you have to be willing to leave something behind. And that like theme culminated in my brain for like years. And I knew that one day I had to leave in order to like experience this the way that I needed to. And like back to that. I feel
like we've always made excuses. Sorry to cut you off before. Like when you would work, we were like, oh yeah, well maybe if we have this amount saved up, or maybe if we have this amount of money. Like we always just had an excuse for why you shouldn't.
Yeah. And I think it was just fear and comfort. You know, whenever you have that check that's coming every 2 weeks, you know, it feels good, you know, even though I'm spending 50 hours a week, you know, at a place that I feel like I'm wasting my life, at least 30 hours of you know, that week. And it just came to that point where I'm like, you know what, you've done a great job, like holding down the fort, especially from a business standpoint, you know, from a creative standpoint. You always came with ideas. And of course I had ideas as well, but I feel like you were so much better at like understanding, okay, what's trending? Okay, let's do this dance. Let's do that. And when I would come home, you would already be tired, exhausted because you had the kids all day. You would need to be doing your own content as well.
And I was for like, I want to say what, 3 or 4 months. I was posting every single day. You were doing so good.
You were doing so good. And I was very proud of you. And I will say that I understood how hard it was. Because as soon as I would get home, it'll be like maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock. You will be going right upstairs to do your content. You'll get on live. You'll do your makeup, whatever. And then by the time you were done,
it'd be like midnight.
I mean, we would figure out how to like see each other a little bit. Like,
yeah, we would. But usually the kids would be asleep by the time I came downstairs. And then, you know, me and him may lay in the bed, talk for a little bit. But mind you, he's got to get ready for work and get some sleep. And I'm like, I have to edit my video before I go to bed. So I would edit my video, go to bed around 2 a.m. He would leave around 6, 7.
I feel like we just didn't have time to love each other and like love on each other.
Like, and I feel like this is common that they say when you have kids. I felt like we were loving each other, but not how we are now. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we felt like, well, I don't know if you felt this way. I felt like it was like a roommate phase. Like both of us are in fight or flight. You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't say I was in fight.
Well, for me,
I feel like for me, I'm trying to keep things together, not necessarily fight or flight.
I feel like for me, it was fight or flight because I was dealing with really, really bad postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression. And, you know, I was home with the kids. So I keep the kids during the day and then I have to do my own solo stuff on the side. But ultimately, I feel like me starting content on the side was just to keep my mind off of the fact that you would always have to leave for work, you know, not by choice. Well, you had to. But, and I think whenever you did decide to quit, it felt like the biggest like relief off of my shoulders. It felt, I don't know. it just felt different. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like for me, it was draining having the same routine. Like, you go to work, I'm with the kids all day. You come home, we record a video, we get dinner. Is it raining?
No.
Oh.
Cars.
You go to work, I stay with the kids. You know, you come home, we eat dinner, we record content, then I go do my own content, come back downstairs, you know. It was just like the same thing.
It was very repetitive. And I feel like now our life is very spontaneous. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm in love with you in a way that...
It feels like we just met again.
Exactly. And it's just crazy to me that had I not made that decision, we would likely still feel similarly to how we did a few months ago. And it wasn't say that we didn't like try our best and that we didn't, like, don't get me wrong, I don't think we're on a verge of like anything truly bad, but you really start to understand happiness when you wake up and then you get to decide, okay, today we're going to do this, or today we're not going to do this.
And I feel like overall, even though our daughter's still young, you know, she's like more happier. Like, we have time to go to the park as a family
Every day.
Every single day. Every day. But she loves it, so we're going to keep doing it.
Like I mean, this is my dream, to be honest. Like, I don't care to be rich. I think being rich would be awesome. But at the end of the day, it's just bigger stuff, you know?
You feel like the weeks are flying you by. You know what I mean? Like, everything just felt like it was moving fast. And
when I was working?
Like, I felt like I would blink and we would be in the next week. Like, I never felt like I had time to do anything that I really enjoyed doing. Because primarily when he would work, I was the one that was maintaining everything. Kind of like, you know, with like posting and finding ideas and stuff like that. And he had more of like the business side. Like, I would go out, get the brand deals, and then he would always negotiate and lock in the brand deals. I feel like that's where his job was amazing at, because he's gained that knowledge that he's able to put into our business, I guess you could say.
I mean, yeah, social media is a full-fledged business. Like, whether you like it or not, social media in this day and age is so pivotal to like how successful these brands are, because traditional media is not what it used to be. Like, think about it. We're home all day, and do we ever, like, we don't have
even
cable.
use cable.
I would say we don't have cable. I know a lot of people who don't have cable. I know, like, I think the first thing to go is like the landline. Like,
my grandma still got one.
My dad has one.
And my mama got one.
But I don't know anybody our age that has one. And if you have one, it's because you got it in a package deal and you just, you know, it came with it and you're like, okay, whatever. But
I think one thing, can we also stop equating follower count to money?
it's not the same.
It's not the same. Somebody could have over 1 million followers and not make anything. And somebody can have 100,000 followers and be making way more.
Be making six figures a year. It's all about understanding the industry. And I think that most people who get into content, they get into it from a creator perspective. Like, okay, I want to do this niche or whatever. You start doing content, you see a little success, and then you're like, I'm
not making the money like everybody else is.
Exactly. When does the money actually come, or how does it come? If you don't know those things, then you can think that there's no path for you from a career standpoint. And for us, we were lucky because we didn't see content as a career at first. We saw it as a means to do something
to bond and just have fun.
And that's why today when we get up and we do content, I don't feel like we're working. Like, even this,
having fun.
Isn't this crazy that I'm sitting down in my room, literally talking to my wife, having this conversation that I can look back on forever, and potentially down the road, this podcast could get sponsored and we could be making money off of it.
But you know what's the one thing that I absolutely love about the way that we went about doing content was the fact that before we were even seeing any type of success, we had everything. We had a house that wasn't from content money. We had furnished the house, not from content money. We have cars, nice cars at that. You know, like, it's not like we ever had to rely on content.
Until now.
But I feel like we set ourselves up to be really good, to be honest.
And I know you're saying that in the humblest way. The way she's saying it,
it doesn't ever come across like that sometimes.
I know, but I'm trying to make sure that people know. Like, you're saying it in the humblest way, because what happens is people will assume that you've had the easy path towards any sort of success. And in the content world, if you have a decent following and you look like you have things, then they assume that all of this came from content. And
The thing about it is none of everything that we had has came from content. Like
none of everything.
None of everything.
But I will say
I feel like
this.
we worked very hard before we even started seeing success, though.
Yeah, I would say that content helped us branch away from our boring life that wasn't as intimate in certain aspects. And
I think a lot of people too. Sorry, I have thoughts. People think that I didn't go to school, but I have a bachelor's and a master's degree. I just don't use it. I just don't want y'all to think I'm not uneducated.
why do you care?
I don't care, but like I feel like that's a common thing.
Like we know you.
No,
you
but most
degreed up.
people will say, "Oh, you only did content, so you didn't have to go to school." But it's like I was doing both while I was in school and I was pregnant.
Look, here's what I want you to challenge yourself. Don't care what people say, like, or people think. Who cares? You don't have to prove anything to nobody.
Valid, except you.
You ain't got to prove nothing to me. Like, prove it to yourself. Like, you don't need anybody's validation to tell you, you only a content creator because you can't do X, Y, and Z. That's fine. They can take that to the bank.
Yeah, valid.
So, and here's my thing. I know you say all of this stuff in the humblest way, but the reason why you say it, I want it to be different. I don't want it to be because you feel any bit of like, you know how some people feel like everybody's against them,
Like they have to prove themselves.
and they gotta constantly prove themselves. There are always going to be people in this world who aren't going to rock with you one way or another. Maybe because of jealousy, or maybe because they want to be doing what you're doing, but it hasn't worked out for them. Whatever. There's always going to be those people, but I don't want you to ever feel like you have to put your resume out there to make somebody else chill out.
I don't.
So, but yeah, whenever we have these conversations, it's just amazing to me because, like I said, we are so blessed to be where we are. We're able to save a decent amount of money from content to really explore it in a way that I think is meaningful, to know if it is sustaining. And you've done such a fantastic job, like getting us here. Like I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. I just think about like how we never met. Like there would be no X and A. Like what would my life be?
But you know what's crazy though is you're the one who really got me started to do anything related to content. Like,
yeah, because
when
I
I first
saw it in
met him, he got me into doing crochet content. That's originally how I started doing that, and then I got burned out from that, so I stopped doing it. And honestly and truly, I wasn't doing it for the money, but there is no money doing crochet videos.
Yeah.
So
everything
just,
is demonetized too.
Yeah, it just wasn't worth it to me.
But I will say, once we returned back into the office during COVID, like I said, that's when things really like changed for me. I think at that time we had close to 800,000 followers on TikTok, and we were actually getting brand deals that were like significant, to the point where I'm like,
is this real money?
I'm just like, psh.
I think for us it was a shocker to know how much money you can make off of one video. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought that they be paying like that for real. Yeah, and I think most people don't know that, but
And that's fine. I the only like I said, the reason why I bring that up is because you start to realize that it's not really about, how many hours you put in per se, but it's about what are you doing with your time. And for us, we put hours and days into content. Like we have over like 2,000 videos that we've done.
Even on weekends we record.
Exactly. So to me, like when I say time and effort, it's time and effort doing things that you actually enjoy. Because all the time and effort that I would put into my job, don't get me wrong, my job was not bad. You know what I mean? There were great people there. It was a job. It was cool. It was
good for that season of your life.
Exactly. It was corporate America. It was slow paced, learned a lot. But if I had the choice to be there or be here doing this, I'm choosing this every day of the week. And I'm excited to do this. You know what I mean? I never wake up in the morning, at 5 a.m. and like, man, I'm excited to drive into work and have to deal with all these crazy road ragers and everything else. And then I'm sitting in traffic for an hour on my way back home, wasting my life. But essentially that was it, y'all. Like we decided that it was time for us to take that next step.
And I feel like overall, like I know some women are like, I'm not submitting to a man. I'm submissive. Or is it submissive? Submit? Whatever it is. I'm that for you. Like, I told him 100% you do what you feel like is best for our family. I don't feel like he would steer us in the wrong direction.
The only thing that can steer us in the wrong direction is them Amazon purchases. So if
But they be needed though.
I'm just saying. Like, don't have us going down to the path of.
That's not what this is about.
I'm just saying. They gotta let them know.
Anyway.
Well, anyway, so yeah, I'm here now full time. It's been great. It's been amazing.
You didn't
been
tell them what you did.
Oh, well, they got to watch the video. There was a video I posted on my page.
Oh yeah, go to that video.
Yeah, go check out. There's more detail, but long story short, I was an IT professional. All right.
Me too.
Yeah, you got a degree in it, so. But back to the topic of postpartum. Right now, we don't have any kids. The kids are with not your grandparents, with their grandparents. Mm-hmm. What has this time been like for you since we've had a break?
I feel like it's been amazing. Usually when our kids leave, either we're overworking ourselves or we're not doing anything. And I feel like this time has been the perfect balance of both. We've gotten a lot of work done as well as relaxing. Because I feel like last time when we were just working, when we got our kids back, it was just like we were worn out, Mm-hmm. And then the other time where we didn't do much of anything, it was just like, okay, well, we wasted a week. But I enjoy our time when we don't have our kids. I feel like it's a great way for us to kind of just bond again without them. I absolutely love my kids and adore them. We don't have babysitters, so our kids are with us 25/8. And, that means if we're going out to eat, they're coming with us. So I think it was pretty cool to just have like a little date without us. Even though we're kind of like homebodies, we like to enjoy our food at home.
Yeah, we're very simple people.
Yeah.
But you've been walking around cheeked up, and like this has been the best staycation like ever. You bought new clothes. You did the little trial.
I probably wasn't even supposed to buy them, y'all.
Yeah, you really wasn't supposed to, but
I do what I want.
I wasn't tripping. I mean,
period. King.
You was looking good. You know what I'm saying? We went on a few dates. We still got a few more lined up, some things to do. I feel like this has been the best vacation that I've ever had. And I feel like I miss my kids. I feel like it's going to be the perfect length when the time we get them back.
Because they're not gone as long as they normally are. Because we're able to go get them now because you don't work. So.
But yeah, it's been great. I think, like from a postpartum perspective, I feel like it has done wonders for you, just like visibly. I know that you like always want your kids around, and that's like a motherly thing. And me, I always want to make sure that my kids are protected. I think for guys it's a bit different because I don't have to see my kids every single day to feel connected. I just need to make sure and know that they are safe.
I have to see them.
And I think for you have to see them.
I'd be on FaceTime all day if I could.
But I think that's just how most men are wired. Like, obviously, I'd love to see my kids every single day. Hell, that's why I'm not working a 9-to-5 job anymore, so I can be around my family. But if I had to go work an assignment for, a week or two, which has happened in the past where my job would make me travel.
And I went with you when I was pregnant.
Yeah, because you
was not finna leave me by myself.
Yeah, you couldn't get enough of me. But essentially, yeah, as long as I know that my kids are safe and they're thriving and, all that stuff, then I'm okay. Now, if I could see them all the time, that's great too. But I appreciate the breaks because it allows me to be a better father whenever I'm around and I'm like fully like able to showcase my best qualities. And I feel like for me, I do a lot of fasting, and on some of those days where I'm fasting, my attitude can be a little more dry. And I feel like when you combine that plus being tired from the kids, plus doing content, plus there are other things that happen during the day that
it'd be a lot.
Yeah. So I'm just glad. I feel like we're in a really good space. I'm excited. I can't wait to do more of these podcasts. So make sure that you guys are liking, subscribing, all of that stuff, sharing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to get lit. What about you? How are you doing?
I feel like overall I'm doing really, really well. I enjoy my breaks for my kids because I feel like that gives me a chance to be, more close with you. And I don't know, I feel like this week, or not week, these few days have just felt like when we first met each other. Like, I just feel like head over heels.
I love you.
I love you. Looking at.
Yeah, y'all know you love this.
Anyways.
They call me Mr. TMB.
Boy.
Oh, if you haven't seen that video, bro, Shannon Sharp is hilarious.
But I feel like this postpartum has.
She got that woo wee. I'm Mr. TMB. Touch and bust.
Sir. Who the hell showed you that video? I forgot.
Trent? No, Jasmine. If she got that woo wee, I'm Mr. TMB.
Okay, dude.
Touch and bust.
I feel like this postpartum has been very different but similar, I guess, to Amari's. I had like a little bit of postpartum depression, anxiety with her. Had the same this go around. I do feel like it probably got better quicker this time, you know? Like
we're working there.
We're working towards it. But overall, feeling way more happier, just feeling light about life. And, you know, it's just like postpartum. I feel like it comes in this... Can't talk. Postpartum comes and it goes. Like you know... Stop. Stop.
You get that ooh-wee.
If you say it postpartum, it like comes and it goes. Like whenever you have really high highs, they're high, and when you have really low lows, they suck.
Touch and bust.
Okay, I'm about to walk out. I'm finna walk out.
Okay, really high highs, really lows, but you're doing good. You're doing fantastic, aren't you?
Thanks. I am. I'm doing amazing. Yeah. I think the one thing that's challenging this time around is the body dysmorphia. It's different. You know, I feel like with your first kid, usually most people snap back fairly quick. But the more kids you add to the equation, the more your body stretches times 2, times 3, times 4, because it already knows what it's doing. And you know, the baby weight is coming off, but not as quick as I would want it to. Just trying to be more appreciative, I guess you could say, and give myself more grace in the body that I'm in, because I did an amazing thing. I birthed 2 beautiful can't even talk. 2 beautiful, healthy babies. God is amazing.
Yeah, and you know, I just appreciate the extra cheeks. You know,
I'm finna walk out of here.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm appreciative. I think you look amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be looking good. I just be there, Mr. TMB, and then so we be having fun. Like, we go on the dates. Look, we go on the dates. Look,
you slid that in there.
I didn't. What did I say?
Play. You just said TMB.
No, I said TNF, Thursday night football. Because no, I didn't say. Yeah. I said Thursday night football. But no, it's been a dream. I've been living a dream. You know, I'm just so blessed. You know, I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing all the time, because I know that if I have God with me and I'm living a life through Christ, I'm doing everything that I can to be a good person and to not lie and to not deceive people. And you know me, I've always tried to look out for people, you know, regardless of regardless of, you know, they had good or bad intentions, you know. So I think that things will come back to us in a way that we didn't even imagine, the more that we just do the work that God asks us to do. And
I also, side note, just wanted to say something. Check on your friends, mommies, daddies, just not parents at all. Just check in with your people. I feel like nowadays, being on social media, a lot of people have a easy way of showing up and seeming like everything is okay. And, you know, you never know what anybody goes through behind closed doors. So I'm only saying that because, like I said, I had really bad postpartum depression, but from our content, from my videos, you would never even know.
That's a very good thing to leave us with for this first episode. By first, I mean like 20th first episode of the XNA Show. I just found out as we were recording that it's the XNA Show, not the XNA Podcast. So thank you guys so much for watching. Do you have any closing remarks, Naomi?
Honestly, I guess if there's anything that we really talked about in this podcast that you guys want us to touch on more or speak about more, let us know down below. Because I feel like we talked about a lot, but there's really more that could be said.
Yeah, we could go deep. Like we could really go deep. But I think that we set the stage well. We have a lot of topics, so don't even worry about that already. But make sure you comment anything that you want us to talk about, and we'll be happy to. Anything else?
It's nice doing the show with you, bub.
I love you.
I love you.
Freaking hot.
Pretty gnarly.
Till next time, XNA Show. We out.